How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to my channel, and in this video I'm going to do a reaction to the Carpenters. It's going to take some time, and if you haven't already done so, please sub to my channel. This song was released in 1972, so this is like during the height of like the Carpenters are super duper famous. You know, they just had a couple of huge hits. They're doing all kinds of crazy things, playing at the White House. I mean, they are big stuff. So this one, it got to number 12 on the Billboard 100, so it got all the way up there. It was at 11. My handwriting sucks. But this is a big song. So the interesting thing about this one is it's not an original. This is actually a cover by Carole King. So I looked into Carole King, and apparently I've only heard of her name. So I don't know who Carole King is. So you can put that on the list of people that are super famous that I don't know anything about, because supposedly she did great things for like 5 decades and she's still going now. Sorry, that's another one. We'll save that for another day. Anyways, this one is super interesting because Carole King is quoted as saying that the duo's lush string-laden cover, including a flute solo, made her own more sparse version sound like a demo. So with that being said, I'm assuming it's going to be like a normal Carpenter song, some strings. There's a flute. No sax, doesn't say anything about a saxophone or a trumpet or a fuzz guitar, so I'm not expecting that. Another thing that's interesting is it has the bass flute. So I don't know how familiar you guys are with the bass flute. I've only seen them play a few times. That's not required very often, but I think the bass flute sounds like a flute playing low. So sorry, flute players, that's what I think. Anyways, without further ado, if you haven't already done so, please like this video, and then let's go ahead and get started.
It's gonna take some time this time to get myself in shape. I really fell out of line this time. I really missed the gate. The birds on the telephone line are crying out to me. Next time. And I won't be so blind next time, and I'll find some harmony. But it's going to take some time this time, and I can't make demands. But like the young trees in the winter time, I'll learn how to bend. After all the tears we spent, how could we make amends? So it's one more round for experience, and I'm on the road again. And it's going to take some time this time, and I can't make demands. I'll learn how to bend. It's gonna take some time this time, no matter what I plan. But like the young trees in the winter time, I'll learn how to bend. After all the tears we've spent, how could we make amends? So it's one more round for experience, and I'm on the road again. And it's going to take some time this time.
Whew! Whew! Good stuff. Good stuff. Three things, and I don't think you're gonna like the third one, or I think you're gonna think it's weird. Number one, I think this is definitely a Carpenter song. The reason why I say that is I feel like this song definitely plays to her beautiful voice. You got some strings in the back. You got a nice drum set accompaniment with the piano. Obviously, there's flute involved. I feel like certain musicians, like once they found their formula, they don't like their formula of what they do good. And I think for this song, it's just so Carpenters. It's got it written all over it. They're doing what they do best and they're sticking with it. And I think that's great. You have to find your identity as a musician. You got to embrace it. You got to love it. And you got to tell people that that's who you are. Now, I know this is weird, but I was a euphonium player and it took me a while to sit there and just be at one with it and say, hey, you know what, Jay? You know, your lip shape says you're a euphonium player. You know, your personality doesn't exactly match it, but you know what? This is what you do. You do it best. This is what you got to do. And I think they definitely embrace it here, and they just do a Carpenter song through and through. I'm not shocked by anything. I mean, I can almost tell you what the next notes are going to be, and I know it's going to be good. It's going to sound great. That's my thoughts on number two. Flute. Did you guys even hear the bass flute? I was listening. I didn't even hear the bass flute. Where was the bass flute? I didn't hear it. Now that being said, I normally don't like flute solos at all, but I think they did a good job on this one. You know, flutes, they just sound kind of airy to me, and I don't really like it when they run. But in this run, I actually liked it. I can say that I liked it. I heard it coming in and I was like, oh my gosh, a flute solo, here we go. But it sounded good. I thought it was good. I can admit that I thought it was good. All right, third one, and you're gonna think it's kind of weird, but this one came out in the 70s, but I feel like this song could have come out in the 80s. Like, I'm thinking back to my childhood, and this sounds to me like a song from the 80s. Like, I don't know. That's my thought, and I know you're going to think I'm an idiot for saying that, but that's my feel as I just, you know, kind of close my eyes and I listen to it. I can totally picture this as like a theme song for like one of those sitcoms, you know, one of those family sitcoms. I can totally picture that. So tell me if please tell me if I'm wrong or am I right on that, because that's how I feel as I let it like glaze over me. Anyways, hey, those are my thoughts on this one. Beautiful song. Oh my gosh, I wish I could sing. I just wish I could sing after listening to that. If you haven't already done so, please like this video, and I will see you guys in the next one.